validation, execution, design, business model. I had a little bit of a different thought process going into tonight of what I was going to share with you guys, but I kind of look at a pitch, if it's only going to be 4 minutes or under 5 minutes tomorrow, they're not going to get in trouble if it's less than 5 minutes. If it's 3.5 minutes, that's fine, right? Okay. Shorter the better, honestly. Get your point across and get out of there. I'm going to put your intro at 1 minute. Okay. So your intro, the most important things that you're going to want to get across, the number one thing that I think that you need to know is who are you pitching to tomorrow? If there's VCs in the audience, are they future employees? Are they sales reps? Like, what are you trying to get out of them? What is the outcome? You guys need to be very cognizant of what that is for you personally. Whether it's to gain more customers, whether it's to make every single person on here sign up for your app or whatever that is, make sure you know exactly who the audience is out there and what you want to get out of them. The second thing that you should go into is like the problem, pain, and the opportunity. So there's tons of different ways that you can do this, but your introduction is like super important. You guys want to make this like heavy hitting, like let them know it should be less than 60 seconds that you do all of this. The next thing that I would throw in is who you are and add credibility to that. You know, mine was always that Evan and I were first-time founders, but we had generated millions of dollars in revenue in very short periods of time while putting $10,000 each into our business. While it didn't give me a ton of credibility, like I went to Stanford and everyone else that I was competing with, the problem was, or what I thought was effective about that, not a problem, it was effective, was that I didn't have a very big ego. I failed and wasted more of my own money and went bankrupt handfuls of times, unable to pay rent, trying to build my business, but I freaking loved it. I worked in my underwear, I'd roll out of my bed and craft dinner every day. It was fantastic. And knowing that like I tried so many different things for almost 3 years and I'd worked with Google for so long, and that was like a primary point of our business, was our investors really liked that about us. Like I had this Google AdWords stamp at my house now basically that I can just like use on anything, and it's a credibility thing. I look at businesses as like where you get credibility from. So if you go through the AO Rev Up program, like that's a stamp of credibility on your business passport. I went through Techstars, another thing. You got your first round of funding from a prominent angel in Kelowna, that's another stamp, right? Those are steps for your business that you guys can show off. You got featured at Huffington Post. That's credibility on what you guys have built so far. So anything you can do about that, try and get that out. Additionally, your intro, be interesting, don't be fucking boring. Seriously. If your business is boring, no one's ever going to want to invest in it. And this is less than 60 seconds, so be interesting. Say things, use wordsmithing, think about those things. People should want to listen to you for the next 5 minutes. Who's the #1 competition that you're up against tomorrow night when you're pitching? Your phone. The #1 thing that you guys are competing with against tomorrow night is your cell phone. Yeah, that's the #1 thing, right? Like we all have the shortest attention spans like ever in humanity right now. Like that is who you are competing with tomorrow. If you're not interesting and you don't come in there energetic, I'm gonna sit there on my cell phone and not listen to you. You already lost me. Your business is essentially dead at that point. If people are just gonna sit there and sit on their cell phone. The second part, the demo. Don't sell a status update of where you're at. This is not the place to do it in your business model when you're trying to pitch it. So don't say, we're 10% done our product, or we have 8,000 features that we're thinking about that will get done by the summer of 2019. That is not sexy. I don't want to hear about it. Sell me your vision. Tell me what you think this is going to be able to do. Don't tell me when. Another thing, this might just be personal, but I like simplicity. I like things that are attractive. Make it simple to me to consume and understand. I think value add and true stories of how your product's going to help them is what you want to have in this 3 minutes. Another thing, don't put bullet points in it. People can do 2 things, like, and they're going to be listening to you for this 3 minutes. So like, tell a good story. Don't put bullet points up on the screen. They just always look like crap, and they're so boring. Like they're so unattractive. You really want the story to end with how does this add value to their lives? Because the other party really doesn't care about your business. They care about how it adds value to them. Like that's the underlying tone of everything. So just try and make sure that that's the point that you pull out at the end, versus like, we work in the healthcare industry and trillions of dollars are wasted every year. Like in your biz model, if we want to go into that now, I have a few things that I think are super critical to have in this. A, what the market size is, even if you don't know what it is, align it to something and make it seem similar. What your guys' business model is going to be, what your revenue models are going to be, how am I going to make money? If I'm investing in your company, that is something I really do care about. And then there's also competition. If you guys have competition, I think that you should like hide your competition in a tiny little line in the bottom of the slide, and then tell me about how you're going to kick their ass and be better than them. Have a timeline and somewhat of a roadmap. Roadmap's always a good thing of like what your product will look like. That's again, you're selling your vision in the intro, but you can kind of bring that underlying tone in of like, we think we could actually build this out with $10,000 and with 2 engineers and 5 people in the next year. And then traction. I know some of you are doing customer interviews. I thought that was super important in my business. And then the landing. So this also ties into the intro. The number one thing I said, know who your audience is. That's super important in this part as well. So I always want to see people that are confident in their ask. Like, pretend like your business is on the line. Know what your call to action is at the end. Have a very clear, your last slide must be a call to action. I'm okay with C content with A delivery. So what I mean by that is if you have shitty content in your slide deck, I can probably get over that. Even if your business model is a little weak, I can probably get over that. But if like whoever's going up there and pitching is super confident in what they're selling and like they know what their ask is, you know, I'm going to be more inclined to listen to them and give them what they want because they came up and it was a very good delivery. Go and get yourself in a mindset of like, I'm going to go out there, perform, and win. Don't use complex graphs and charts. It'll be over everyone's head. It's too soon. They won't understand. So try and keep that at a minimum. Be very simple. Again, simple, intuitive, attractive. That's what will keep people engaged. If you just make excuses before you go up and pitch, oh, I don't know what these words are, I don't know what this slide is, you're actually like ingraining that in your head to go up and pitch like shit later in the day. So like if you're gonna go and practice tomorrow. I think that's it.